Padre Bod. How's it going, Padre Bod?
Doing very well, guys. Thanks for having me.
There we go, man. Hey, we got a good show for you guys today. We have the Juan Soto trade, and that's why we have Padre Bod here, so we can talk about it. Who won that trade, the Yankees or the Padres? Who will win the Yamamoto Sweepstakes? And that's something that we want to talk about because there's a lot of teams in that, right? And the Giants get their man, which was a good thing for the Giants, but we'll see if they end up with other players. And is Cody Bellinger, is he a $200 million man? So we'll see, and we'll talk about it here, out here in Real Talk Baseball. And we're back, and we're going to talk about Soto trade, and we have Padre Bot to talk about it. But before we start, I want to see how you guys are doing. Ernie, how's it going, dude? How's everything on this Monday, lovely, I guess, evening, you want to say?
Yeah, man. Excited to be back talking baseball with you guys, especially with a special guest like Padre Bod here to let us know how he feels about his Padres, and excited to hear how this NL West is going to pan out for 2024.
Nice, man. And Padre Bod, can you let us know how's it going out there in San Diego, man? I'm pretty sure it's nice out there right now, right?
It's nice, man. I got the window open right now. I don't know. It's been a really nice day in the 70s. Can't complain, guys.
That's Southern California love, man. You can't go wrong with that. You have to love the sunshine. It doesn't even feel like it's December. We have a lot of baseball news. You know, there's no baseball games, of course, and that's therapy for us. But, you know, once we get the baseball scene going, I think it'll match with the weather. So that's lovely. I mean, let's talk Soto, dude. Let's talk about how you guys felt when that happened. Like, you guys got Soto in the offseason 2 years ago, right? And then now you're letting them go. And it's like, is San Diego looking to kind of save money in some respects and then trying to help the team out? Because remember, Bob Melvin left too. He left to the Giants, right? So, I mean, I want to hear like a fan, and I've seen your TikToks. I've seen you on there, and you're always talking San Diego Padres, and I love it. And that's why we have you on here, because that's amazing. You know, like getting on live is not that easy, and you do it, which is cool. And we do it, right, Ernie?
Yes.
So, I mean, yeah, tell us a little bit about that trade. Like, how does it feel out there, man?
Okay, so Juan Soto, we want to start from the beginning. We get him from the Nationals. We're stoked as Padre fans. Of course, we're going after it, right? Probably the first time that a San Diego Padre fan can say that. Like, hey, our owner just told us we're all in, you know? So yeah. First time in our history we hear that, we feel it, we go out and get Juan Soto amidst all the trade rumors of him going to New York, the big bad boys of the East, you know. Finally it came true, but that's the side story here. We go and get Juan Soto. We give up a lot for him. We give up Mackenzie Gore, CJ Abrams, both good, serviceable big league players for their, you know, for what they are. Mm-hmm. Not part of a championship team, mind you. Okay. Those two pieces aren't going to get the Nationals over the hump. You know, we know that, but hey, that's the price of business. We gave up our two top guys. We get Juan Soto. He comes to San Diego and he forgets how to hit for the first couple months, right? He's like, what's going on here?
That.
You know,
I remember that. Yeah.
Everyone's, hey, Juan Soto, where did Juan Soto go? You know, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we get to the playoffs. Juan Soto performs like he does under pressure. You know, he has a couple clutch hits against the Mets, the Dodgers. You know, we fall in love with them as a city because we're a baseball city. I know a lot of people don't believe that. Actually, most of us were raised by Tony Gwynn, the great TG19. So we know we have some baseball chops down here. Don't get us wrong, you know. So anyways, we're watching Juan Soto hit. We fall in love with the kid, and then last year happens. You know, Juan Soto comes out of the gate, doesn't start hitting the ball like he can. still gets the all-star nod. I think this is crucial for Juan. I think Juan, something clicked. He goes, I am an all-star. Hey, what the fuck? He's 24 years old, right, at this point.
Yeah.
Gets his all-star, and he starts raking. Juan Soto, holy moly, you are here in San Diego as a baseball guy. Oh, my God, we've never had a kid like this that's gone up to bat, had the mature at-bats that he's had. It reminds me of another dude that was in the NL West a while back. Old Barry Bonds. I'm just saying.
I got a question about Barry Bonds, but that'll be later on in the show.
That's fine. I'll go there too. That's fine. But I've never seen plate discipline like to rival Barry Bonds. Like, and mind you, I've watched Tony Gwynn. He's my hero, right? Yeah. Amazing, a craftsman with the bat. But Juan Soto, when he's up to bat, you get that feeling like he's toying with every pitcher he sees. I have a video where he's going against Felix Bautista, the Mountain, just 6'10" or whatever he is. Looks like the right-handed Randy Johnson, just booing his gloves like it looks like an old-timey glove on his hand. That's how big he is. He's throwing like 103, and Juan's shuffling on him, just pimping on. You know how Juan does it, and people are like, oh, my God, He ends up hitting a rocket to second base. They make a great play. But I'm telling you, Juan was on that like nobody I've ever seen. And when Fernando was hitting against Felix Bautista, with Manny was hitting against him, those guys, I think we can all agree, are very, very good baseball players. But Juan Soto is a different cat when he's hitting. Straight up. Straight up, man.
And I can see how like a city falls in love with players. And mind this, like I had my share, Ernie, you're Angels fan. How does it feel with the Ohtani, right? It sucks, right?
Really
it sucks.
Yeah.
So like when that happened, and I think and we don't want to be those negative Nancy or none of that stuff, but we were kind of already seeing that, okay, it looks like Ohtani might get traded to the Yankees this offseason. And this is during the season because the Padres weren't playing as well. They had that. I mean, we don't know if they had those issues. Only you guys can discuss that, right? I don't know if they were having issues on the field with Bob Melvin and all that stuff.
We don't know. As fans, we see what we see, right? I mean, we can see their mannerisms on the field. A lot of the time, the Padres seem to be checking out. Juan Soto called the Padres out mid-season last year for giving up at times. Okay? Yeah. Absolute. It was, on Twitter, so... he retracted his statement, said he shouldn't have said that. But I really thought that moment right there for the Padres, that was a moment where Juan tried to be the leader of the team, tried to wrangle in, the effort. Mm-hmm. And that might have drawn the line for somebody in the dugout, I don't know who though, I don't know who has an ego in that dugout that's pretty big.
And that's the thing. Like we've been talking about, like there's a lot of egos on that team, and sure. It's to where like, okay, maybe now they have a little bit of that big ego leaving, which was Soto, and he's a great player. But now you have Manny Machado and Tatis and Sander Bogart still on that team, and they can still be the leaders there. Like I know. They traded pitching and they got pitching. And this is a question, like, go ahead, Ernie, you wanted to ask this question, right?
Yeah. So I know that Juan Soto, he had to go, right? But it's a still win-win situation for San Diego, right? They were able to salary dump some of his salary. It was a 1-year type of rental type of guy. But I did feel that the Padres could have asked for a little bit more for Juan Soto. I think they could have had asked for another little star player like a Gleyber Torres, Jason Dominguez, Martian.
Okay.
I'm not saying that Drew Thorpe and Michael King are not great. They're going to be promising players, but I do think they could have had one more star player that could have came to San Diego, gave them that, that push they need to make the playoffs next season.
I thought Verdugo was when I saw Verdugo get traded over the Yankees. Holy moly, this trade's done. Because the trade stalled for a while. The New York media just really was like, Juan's going to the Yankees. No one else is getting him. Let's be honest. We didn't hear much else from any other team. It was Yankee, and their fan base was going crazy. We're not going to give up Thorpe. We're not going to give up King. You gave them all up, okay? Truth be told, I would have liked to have a big league outfielder just thrown our way. Like here's some guy that can post for you 150 games maybe. I don't know. But we have a black hole in left now. And I'm like, he created that hole, okay? The hole, it's his baby. He's fixing it now, We have faith in him. It's his job.
Yeah,
it's his job. So
it's his job to get players and to get the city to fall in love with the team, which he did.
yep,
But then he's like dumping, or not dumping, but trading off some key
yeah,
pieces for the team. And at one point, it sounded like the Padres were going to offer that contract to Soto. So I mean, all that things are happening, and I could only imagine it sucks because, of course, I'm wearing my Dodger hat. You guys know I'm a Dodger
oh,
fan, and
yeah,
it's like, to where, is it fair? Like the 700 million that were offered to Ohtani, and you have other teams that are kind of struggling, or not struggling, but they don't have all that fan base to pay, or maybe that's wrong, not the fan base, but to maybe just, the owner to pay a big salary to players, or to have them come over. Because remember, you have the Giants as well, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about the Giants, because I feel like everybody's saying that the Giants don't no one wants to go over there because of how bad it looks around the stadium. And it's like, I mean, are you guys making stuff up just for fun, or what's going on? A lot of people don't want to go to the Giants because maybe they don't have it set up like other organizations, right? I look at the Dodgers, the organization as of right now, it looks great for many years, like, and they set themselves up for this. You have other ones like the Yankees. The Yankees are another organization that everybody's like, oh yeah, they buy everybody, but is it a team that can buy players? So I feel like the brand right now is really important, and the Giants, they're just tarnishing. They're just saying that the area is not good, but the players don't hang out around that area. So I don't know why they keep saying that stuff. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. Is the Dodger brand becoming something big in the world just because of Ohtani, Ernie?
Oh, definitely. With Ohtani signing with the Dodgers, the market for Dodgers is just going to be the biggest thing has ever been. It feels like this is not the Dodgers like, though. The Dodgers have never been the team to ever overspend for players. They always groom their players from the minor league, and they bring them back up. But this is the first time in history that I see the Dodgers spend this much money for one single player. And I hope it really works out for them, because Ohtani is that generational talent that we've never seen before. But hey, man, it's exciting time if you're a Dodger fan. But now I ask myself this question: is the competition level the same in the NOS? Because now you have teams like the Rockies that make no moves, a Giant team that's still rebuilding, and obviously they got Jung Hoo Lee, which was a great signing, but I don't think it's enough. The Padres are dumping their salary, which is unfortunate, but it's part of baseball. That's what you have to do, right? And then you have a Diamondbacks team that was a wild card team, but that has made a couple small splashes this offseason, kind of done it quietly, and it's been overshadowed by the Dodgers, but they still have a team that could compete out there. So I don't know if it's a huge difference between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks this upcoming season, but I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
It's crazy, dude. And what do you think? It's becoming a big brand. I mean, I don't know what you out there in San Diego. I know no one likes anybody from LA, right?
Man, it's very hit and miss. A lot of miss in San Diego. A lot of hatred for Dodger fans and the Dodgers and what they're doing. You'll hear a lot of social media outlets. It's unfair. It's this and that. Listen, it wasn't the Dodgers that Ohtani picked the Dodgers. He had his choice of everybody out there. He looked at the marketability dollars he was going to make. It was a no-brainer. Oh, yeah, I'll defer my contract and we'll attract this guy, and this guy. No-brainer for Ohtani. I'm telling you guys, and it's a total different subject, too. I know the Yamamoto's out there. I'm just chomping at the bit, actually, to talk about it. Why wouldn't you go, like he was saying, why wouldn't you go to the Dodgers? They're the most attractive franchise during the Ohtani era. This is definitely the Ohtani era. Like, we're in the beginning of it. Everyone's going to say, no, this is not it. It is. This is the beginning of it. This broke the freaking wheel, man. And I'm excited as a baseball fan just to get on. Hey, if the Padre fans have to grab the scraps, we still got $200 million to play with. For all intents and purposes, go look at payrolls around the league. Padres are right up there with the top. Okay, not the top anymore. We played with the big boys last year. It was fun. We were 82-80. We were 82-80, just like the Yankees. Okay.
Yeah.
No one's talking about the Yankees' colossal failure. No, they revamped. They went. Now they're the pick in the AL East. Everyone wants to pick because Juan Soto and the boys. I get it. But the Padres at $200 million, we're some happy fans down here. If you really start thinking about it, we've had it a hell of a lot worse. This is the best time in San Diego.
Nice.
It is.
Go ahead, Ernie.
So I guess we have Big Chris. 626 says Freeman had this set up for a long time. That's why he signed the 1-year deals last year and wait for this year. And that contract with Ohtani change contracts forever. And exactly, Freeman did such a great move, signing players like JD Martinez, Jason Hayward, David Peralta, small deals that were less than 20 million, but he just everything he had from those players. So that's amazing. And I don't know, man. It's exciting with Ohtani going to Dodger Stadium. It's going to be crazy in Dodger Stadium. I'm so excited to go and talk to baseball. This is the biggest signing in MLB history, you guys. I can't recall a player that had this big of a, crazy, like that Saturday when he signed. The whole world was talking about the signing. Even people that doesn't watch baseball knew about Ohtani. So that was amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know who's not getting a lot of attention, and I think he did a better like I want to say press conference. And you talked about him earlier right now. You said Jung Hoo Lee. I think he was on it, dude. I'm gonna be honest. When I saw Ohtani on there, and he didn't even like smile that much, and he kind of looked like he was a little robotic. you just did it like
and he didn't look good in blue. He didn't look good in blue.
Oh, look at that guy, man. Hey, that guy's killing it.
This guy looks good in Giants. I mean, I shouldn't be saying that because we are a rival, but he looks good in it. He says I do I look handsome, he's being funny. He had the charismatic thing about him, and like I like his press conference, it went really well. So I think this guy is going to be one of the guys that is going to be electrifying next year to watch because, I mean, I don't know, like just watching his press conference, like I said, it was cool. And a lot of people like gave me crap. Like, why are you putting Giant stuff? Like, this is a baseball podcast. Not just a fan, it's not
real
just the Dodgers.
It's not real talk Dodger baseball.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on.
So yeah, dude, it was cool. Like I think you were talking about it on TikTok that this guy was really fast and that the Padres were looking at him. Yeah. Did they bid for him? Did they try to give him a contract?
Yeah, I think the Padres were in on him, but the Giants paid more. That's just the price of business now in baseball is like, yeah, if all offers are equal, sure, you're going to go play for the Dodgers, you're going to play for the Mets, Yankees, whatever it is. But the Giants, yeah, they had to pay a little more. And is it an overpay? I don't think so. I'm not really into the overpay talk. I get pretty pissed off on my TikTok about it. They overpaid this. No, you are worth what someone is willing to pay you, period. It's called capitalism. Go out there and look it up. We live in it. I'm retired because of it. It's all good. Capitalism's a good thing, guys. Players getting paid is a good thing. And the Giants, they hit. I think they hit on this kid. I really do.
I think so too. And I think it's going to be great for baseball. It's just going to be a lot better for the NL West. It's just going to, and even if Yamamoto signs somewhere else, like, and I was telling Ernie, because I was just saying, like, if Yamamoto signs with the Dodgers, I feel like it's going to be like a super team. I know the Dodgers need pitching, but it's just like, I don't know. I kind of want it to be a little bit more spread out. I'm one of those that feel like other teams need to have some good players, and I don't know. I just feel like that needs to happen. Let me answer this one for sure, though. I feel like Monday Night Football is going on right now, and we're competing against it. But we're talking baseball. If you love baseball that much, you're going to join us. So that's what we're doing here. Yeah.
Who's playing anyways? I have no idea who's playing tonight.
I
think it's the Eagles versus the Seahawks.
Oh, and Jalen Hurts sounds like a great game.
Jalen Hurts is currently dealing with a flu. He's dealing with a flu. So they're trying to compare this to Michael Jordan's flu game, but he hasn't been playing that good lately. So
man, this generation swears, man. Go watch Running of the Bulls or whatever it's called. Comparisons, man. Come on.
Yeah, right. All right, so
thanks, Angel, for tuning in. I know you're watching us and watching Monday Night, so we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate everybody that's on here. If you have a question, go ahead and on here. Our special guest, Padre Bot, hasn't disappointed. I love it. You're on here. You're like answering everything we're asking. Perfect. If you guys have a chance to go to TikTok, go ahead and follow him. He does these lives, and that's how I met him. He answers everything. Like you can go old school. I think you were talking about Ron Gant last time, and I'm like, I remember him, from the Braves, So like he talks a lot of baseball. It's not just the Padres. Okay, that's his favorite team, but doesn't mean he stops talking about baseball. Just like us. I mean, we have our favorite team, but we love talking baseball. It's just amazing to us that we can find other people that like what we like, and if we can do it live and uncut, uncensored, I mean, We love it. We love it here.
Hey man,
So
we're just baseball nerds, man. Love to talk.
I love it. Baseball dorks, baseball nerds. I got baseball references. Sport track. It's all numbers and fun, man. It's all good.
Head coach, thank you, man. It's cool. Like I know you follow Padre Pod. Hopefully you guys can give us a follow as well. I mean, like I said, Padre Pod. I'm just gonna go ahead and extend this invitation. You're free to come on the show whenever you want, man. You know, we love it. You know,
no, you're gonna regret that.
No. We're gonna try.
Go do the podcast. Get out of here. Get out of here.
We want to have you on. You know, talk about the Padres and NOS once the season starts. Of course,
Let's
you know,
do it, man.
right now there's not a lot of stuff going on, but this is what we do. You know, this is amazing, dude. So let's continue with our show, though. Like we do have other stuff that we want to talk about, and you know, we talked about Jung Hoo Lee already. You know, and the big question, and that's our title, right? You know, who is Yamamoto going to sign with? And that's the big question, you know, and I feel like the Yankees are kind of the ones that are on top because I feel like there's a lot of reports out there, and I don't know if they're right. It could be fake news, but at the same time, like that's what it looks like. The Yankees are the front runners because they met with him twice, I believe, already. And that's one of the things where if the Yankees go ahead and get Yamamoto, I think they're winning the winter leagues. I mean, the winter meeting signing with they traded for Soto and now Yamamoto, right? So I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me or disagree with me?
For 2024, I'd say I agree with you. Definitely. If that's the case, if the Yankees go out and get Yamamoto and they acquire Soto, you got to imagine they're going to point at Shohei, the Shohei signing. But for 2024, Shohei's a DH. We know that. God bless him. He's going to be imagine Shohei just focusing on hitting for a year. Holy moly. Like people are like, oh, 40 home runs. BS. That guy wants to go earn every cent of that 70 million. Okay, let's not get it wrong. It's 70 million. Should have been 75 million. Okay. My calculations, I swear to God, I've been saving 75 million the whole time for a year and a half. People laughed at me. No. Yeah, that's how freaking good he is. You know, but no. I'm sorry. I'm long-winded, but the Yankees, I think, would win that as far as the off-season goes for 2024. I agree.
Yeah, so it looks like Yamamoto's trying to. Just last night there was reports that he met with the Mets twice already, and has met with the Yankees a second time. So it looks like he is trying to lean more to the East Coast and wants to go to New York, which is kind of a shocker because we all thought he was going to be a Dodger favorite. Today, Brandon Gomes comes out in MLB Network and talks about the Dodgers signing Yamamoto. He doesn't sound too convincing to me. He seemed like, yeah, we had a good meeting, but I just didn't seem like nothing clicked. And I know he wants to play with Ohtani, but at the same time, does he really want to play with Ohtani? Doesn't he want to be his own Japanese star and make his own name for himself and become his own star? Like, if he goes to the Dodgers, he's going to compete with Mookie, Freddie Freeman, and Ohtani. That's hard to compete with. And especially for a guy that's never played in the MLB before, you're going to have to make a name for yourself. And why not with the Yankees? So go for it, Padre. What do you think about that?
You're assuming he has an ego that needs that. First and foremost, he's a 25-year-old kid from Japan. Special type of players are coming over here from over there to the MLB. They're selfless dudes, man. These guys play like their hair's on fire. I mean, Ka-sung Kim, I'm not comparing the two. They're total different countries, different positions. But this guy Yamamoto, he's going to want to win now. It's going to be Ohtani saying, I did this for you right here. This $2 million I'm taking is for you to come along and WBC this thing and make it a cultural, global. It doesn't make any sense for me for Yamamoto to go East Coast. If I'm his agent, I'm not, if I'm his agent, all the money's over there, all the marketability, every single thing that says you are a smart businessman says you go to LA. It could be less money and I would take the LA contract. It could be the Yankees have to blow Yamamoto out of the water. The Mets have to blow him out of the water. They might have to do the deferred contract to Yamamoto. And if they do, they'll get him maybe. But I think they have to put so much more out there to get him.
I think so too. And you know what's crazy? Like the Mets already have that deferred payment with Bobby Bonilla. A lot of people were talking about Bobby Bonilla when, they brought up this deferred contract, So Bobby Bonilla is getting paid till 2035.
God bless him.
This guy made a good contract when he was young. He knew how to play it. This guy's getting paid by the Mets, and the Mets are still making that payment, and they still have him on that salary cap. I mean, not salary cap, sorry.
They love
they
it.
still have him on there. Yeah. So, if Yamamoto goes and says, you know what, I want to do a deferred pay thing, so that just opens doors for other teams to get more players. You know, you still have Blake Snell out there, which is a Cy Young winner. You know, you still have a closer. He's coming from the Padres too. You know, Josh Hader. You still have Cody Bellinger. You still have a lot of good free agents out there that haven't signed. So that just opened doors for that. But I honestly feel and think that Yamamoto, I don't think he's going to sign with the Dodgers, man. I just
You're
feel
being
like
pessimistic.
I'm not,
because you're
I'm
happy
not.
with what you got so far. You're like, how could this really be happening to me, a baseball fan? My team's getting all these. You got Ohtani, okay? I know it's unbelievable. But you can still put your hand out, man. See if someone throws something into him. You know, keep your hands out. You never know, bro. You never know.
Oh. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. And I think I never go and say, "Oh, my team is great." Like, no, it's still baseball. It's still baseball. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
9 versus 9.
It's 9 versus 9. They're not playing the other team. They're playing the ball. You know, so they need to go ahead and perform. But not the best players usually win. We saw with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They played good baseball at the end, and they made it all the way to the World Series. They could have possibly won the World Series, but they just faced the hotter team in the Rangers. You know, so yeah, Bruce Bochy, exactly.
Oh yeah.
So you know that's the difference. Like, I feel like it's still baseball. I'm still not feeling like, oh, you know, the Dodgers are going to win the World Series.
Killed the cat, man. I'm telling you guys.
No.
Overconfidence in baseball will destroy your team. Go look at the 82-80 Padres last year. It's a perfect example of guys who couldn't put it all together for the common good. They just couldn't do it. But these Dodgers can. Come on, these guys are the epitome of selfless. And I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I do admire their players. I really do. I do.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here. And since we're talking about it, I mean, you have Mookie Betts, Freeman, you have Shohei Ohtani, you have those 3 already on there, and it's like, wow, you know, like you start thinking, and like, if these guys go 2 for, or I don't know what was that stat that they went this last playoffs against the Diamondbacks, and then you add Ohtani to that, that's gonna sound bad. The offseason for me is gonna be a lot of hate from a lot of other teams. You know, It's not going to be lovely at all. It's going to be one of those things where people are like, you had Ohtani, the best player in the world, and you still have Freeman, you still had Mookie Betts, and you guys didn't do anything with it.
Let them. It doesn't matter. You can still get to watch those guys every single day. Wear your jersey, and they don't.
It's something special as a fan that watched Trout and Ohtani together. You know, people mention it all the time, how they did not win. And it just shows you how much it's a team sport. It just doesn't depend on one player. And it comes from 1 to 9 in the batting order. And it also counts a lot on your pitching and your bullpen. That's the Padres. They couldn't close out games with the middle of their lineup and their relievers and hurt them big time last year. They couldn't close out a lot of games. So, it's a prime example.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I got a question for you, since we're talking about the Padres and we're talking to NL West. And we talked about everybody that the teams are getting in the NL West. Do you feel like the Padres are not going to go pursue for anybody, or what is it that they need? Maybe I'll ask that. What is it that they need to make it to the next level? And they already beat the Dodgers to go to the NLCS, right? What is it that the next step that they need? They lost pitching, but they still have good pitching. They still have what is it called? Darvish and Musgrove. You know, so
it's questionable. It's sketchy.
It's sketchy
right now. Our starting pitching is very suspect right now. We don't have an ace yet.
Okay.
We don't have a bona fide 2. I mean, I guess Musgrove could be considered a 2 starter. He's definitely not an ace. Darvish has seen his best. I mean, the arrow's pointed down for Darvish. I mean, I hate to say it. I love you, Darvish, and I love what he brings to our staff. But he's a 3 starter now, you know? So the Padres, they're going to see these pitchers get scooped up on the free agent market, and we're going to sit there and wait. Because I truly believe, I mean, there's been reports we have $32 to $40 million left. That's what we have in the coffers to get to the $200 million threshold. And that buys us a couple bargain basement pitching guys, or one really good one. It gives us a good bat, or it gives us a good bat and 2 decent arms. You know, we have a lot of holes to fill. I think we have 3 major league spots to fill in our roster to be competitive. If we don't fill those, we're done. We're absolutely done. We can't fill from the farm and be competitive. Our starting pitching is just not there. We need to get a guy that's like a two $10 million guys, like a Michael Wacha and a Seth Lugo last year. Like the Padres struck gold on them.
Yeah,
late in free agency.
Yeah.
So I think Preller's kind of waiting on that, and he said that yesterday, I think, in a statement where he said we're going to let the dust settle and we're going to see where we lie at the end of it.
And I believe Michael King is going to be part of that starting rotation, right? He did pretty well last year with the Yankees, so I think that should they probably will find something with him, and he probably is the ace that the Padres need. Sometimes you find, players that are not doing so well in other places. New York is really tough to play in. If you don't have a good ego or you don't have a good head on your shoulders, the crowd and the media will eat you up, So I think sometimes the change of scenery for players will help and make you into a better player. So we've seen it with a lot of players, right? We've seen it with I just want to say, like, Muncy, I'm talking about the Dodgers, Taylor. They weren't playing well in the other organizations, but they made it with the Dodgers, and look, their starters are utility men on those teams. So
man, Taylor, that guy kills us. Does he only have stats against the Padres or something? I mean, geez, man. Every time I go to a game, I go, oh, it's Taylor. Great. Bomb. I act like he's Sheffield or something. Like, what are you doing, man? He's got the battle going. He's cool. He's cool.
It seems that way, right? When you see a player, like, wait, it's not the main guy that's killing us.
No,
it's the guy that's in the background doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
It usually happens, right? So yeah, that's what the Padres, they might have struck gold with that, and that will help them. Right. So yeah, it happens, right, Ernie?
Yeah, exactly. I have a quick question for you, Padre Bod. So with the money the Padres have, you don't expect the Padres to sign Hader or Snell going forward, correct?
No, I don't. The only possibility I see us getting Snell with would be the Dodgers signing Yamamoto. Okay, knee-jerk reaction by Preller going, we don't have anybody, and Blake Snell's sitting out there. Could be a PR move almost. Could be an overpay. Could be the rest of our money. It could be the $35 million. Blake's going to see. Listen, the only person smiling right now about Yamamoto more than Yamamoto is Blake Snell. He's waiting. He goes, I just won the Cy Young Award. I'm going to make as much as him per year. So if Yamamoto makes $35 a year, Blake Snell's going to say, I'll take 7 years at $35 million a year. I'll be at 240, whatever it is. And the Padres, unfortunately, have that amount of money, and it scares me that we would commit that much to him.
Yeah,
I think it's a dude. I say it all the time on live, guys. Blake Snell's contract, whoever ends up paying it, year 4, come talk to your boy, dude, because the wheels are gonna come off quick with him. Quick, and I love Blake Snell. I want him as a Padre, but man, the possibility of signing him, and it would just nuke our payroll. It really would, man. Not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's already age 30. And 5-6 year contract, that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, wasn't CC Sabathia one of those? Like at the end of he signed that long, and everyone's like, he's gonna be 40. But I love CC. I don't know how that.
He has a podcast, by the way.
I love him, dude.
He has a podcast too. So I know we've had one MLB player before. I don't know if you know DeHonor Navarro before. He was a catcher. He played for 5-6 teams. We've had him on here before, and we're trying to see if we can get more MLB players on here.
Dude, they're a good time. Catchers especially. I love catchers. So
yeah.
Get some catchers on, man. Let me talk to someone.
So look, we have the holiday wish list, and this is a holiday wish list that a lot of teams want. So Cody Bellinger, we already talked about him, right? He's on that list. You have Matt Chapman, he's on that list. Josh Hader, we already talked about him. Reese Hoskins, I can't even say it right. Jordan Montgomery, Jock Peterson, and you know what? Jock Peterson's my boy, man. I loved how he played when he first came up. Sucked that he couldn't be the Rookie of the Year, but he was a Dodger when they won the World Series. So
you have enough Rookie of the Years.
Yeah,
what are you doing over there, bro? James Alman, geez, bro, he was right there too.
And then you have Blake Snell. We talked about him, and we talked Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Did I say it right? Yoshinobu?
Yeah, yes. Perfect.
Perfect. There we go. So those are the wish lists. A lot of teams would want these players to play for their team. And we're going to wait and see where they happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen like the years before where we wait almost close to spring training and they start signing these players. It should be like, we should kind of have like a little trend. It's happening. And you're right. I think Snell is waiting for Yamamoto to sign because he is a Cy Young, and once he gets signed, if it's reported that he gets those 300 million, then we're gonna see probably Snell go up.
Oh,
His
yeah.
value's gonna go up. Yeah.
His agent's just,
Get paid.
Yeah. So
good for him. Hey, he deserves it. He stepped up when, honestly, beginning of the year, Padres weren't thinking about anything about Snell. How can we unload him at All-Star break, maybe? We weren't very high on the kid, man. His inconsistency has been his downfall the whole time,
Yeah.
He shows his wires touch, sometimes. This year they touched a lot, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it clicked. It clicked for him, and look what he did. He won the Cy Young. So I would want him to have a little bit more innings under his belt because it looks like it was a little low, but that's what you get off of him. You get those 5-6 innings off of Snell. And I think that's where a lot of teams are kind of like, wait, I need someone to eat innings. And
Nola, a Nola.
Like a Nola, exactly. So
7-inning guy. Hey, throw him out there. Your bullpen takes a rest that day. Blake Snell goes out there. Hey, you might have to sign Josh Hader too, just cause.
Yeah, just cause.
On that day, bullpen's getting some work. But that's just the day. That's the era it is now. Everyone's.
It really is. A lot of pitchers are not pitching
100 pitches.
Yeah.
Like in my day, I was a pitcher, so I threw 200 pitches. And Nolan Ryan was my idol. Just put some Advil, That's all we had.
So old school, yeah, that's what they used to do. They used to throw 200 plus, 300 plus. I think there was a game that Nolan Ryan pitched 14, 15 innings or something like that. So yeah, it was different.
The whole time.
It was different. It was a different breed. I correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he pitch till he was like 45 or something?
45,
like that?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
A no when he was over 40 and just
exactly.
Did you know though? Anderson,
Did you know that he didn't win a Cy Young?
Yeah. That's
okay.
He got kind of hey, but with the Angels, he got robbed one year. He really did. Like if you go look back at the 1 year, he had like a 179 ERA or something, but like 370 Ks, and back then that the voting was all.
It was all.
I don't know who won it. It was probably Yankee though. Probably Ron Guidry or something. Who knows?
Hey, Padre Bud, I actually have an awesome did you know about an old school pitcher from back in the day. So to end our show, we'll end it with a did you know to kind of give fans a little history knowledge for the game of baseball.
And you probably already know, I don't know. You might know. You look like you're a old school baseball fan, just like us. Like, and
I do. I love all the stats and
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this question, and no pressure. But we did talk about the 1998 World Series Padres, right? Can you name 10 players from that team?
Let's just Carlos Hernandez, Wally Joyner, Julio Veras, Chris Gomez, Ken Caminetti, Greg Vaughn, Steve Finley, Tony Gwynn, Andy Ashby, Kevin Brown. Let's go with
you went over the 10 already.
Hoffman, Doug Bachler. Not that many. I can't name that many.
No, you already went over the 10. That's good, dude. That's good. Everybody that we've had on, like we've asked them the last time they went to the World Series, and hopefully it's not soon, But if we ask them, they go ahead and answer, and that's pretty cool. They still know that.
I was there, man. I was there.
Did you go to a game? Did you go?
Yeah, I was. We were there. A lot of stories I could tell, but they're not mine to tell. We hung out with the '98 team quite a bit. I played college in San Diego, so we were
nice.
Some of the Padres squad girls, if you guys know the Pod Squad, we were just hanging. And a lot of the Padres like the Pod Squad girls, so we all hung out, man. Another time after dark, after dark.
That's Taxicab Confessions or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So what happened, like, when they dropped the Qualcomm Stadium? Was it one of those things where it's like, oh man, why are they, dropped? They dropped it, right?
Yeah, they took it out, man. It's Snapdragon Stadium down there. San Diego State's football field. It's a big high school field. It really is. It's not for football. I mean, it's for college football, not very serious college football, in my opinion.
Okay.
It just reminds me of like a Texas high school stadium down there now.
Okay.
But like I always say, man, addition by subtraction. The Chargers out of here, Qualcomm out of here, Petco in. Petco's so good. I mean, if you guys have been to Petco,
it's a beautiful stadium,
right?
It's a beautiful stadium.
Every sound, every smell. I mean, the scenery there.
Hey man, we're live. We're live.
My wife's watching right now.
Nice. Yeah, you know what? I've been to San Diego and it's really nice. The stadium is like one of, I want to say it's between that one and San Francisco for me, because it's just the scenery is really nice. It's just I feel more tension when I go to San Francisco. I guess the rivalry out there is way bigger, and you can feel it, So then when I go to San Diego, it's friendly, it's nice, they have good food. I just went to Angel Stadium because Ernie told me go to Angel Stadium. The food is amazing out there.
Is it?
If you've never been to Angel Stadium, Ernie, man, try to get them out to Angel Stadium.
One time, I went in 2009 when the Yankees won the World Series. I went and saw A-Rod go hit the memory I had was A-Rod hitting an Oppo bomb against the Angels.
Oh man, I think I was there. It was like a game 5 or something.
Something it was, man. But it was a great time. They had the rally monkey, I think, or something. They were going crazy. But yeah, it was a really good time. I'm going to the Dodgers game this year at some point. Like I'm gonna sneak in there, backwards hat or something. I don't know. Wear a Voltron shirt.
Let me ask you this: has it changed from? I mean, I don't know how long you've been to Dodger Stadium, or when was the last time?
Never.
But no, you've never been. You've
never been. It's a bucket list thing for me.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to ask it. Has it changed? I hope it has, because how you hear people say, "Oh, we have the most rowdiest fans out there," and a lot of other teams or visiting teams are not welcome. That's not true. I honestly like seeing different type of teams. Fans out there, because you can talk baseball, you can talk all these other stuff.
There, dude, I will never go up to LA ever. I went to a Raider game back in the day.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I went to the Coliseum back in the day as a Charger fan, as a kid, and I was like, "Oh, Dad, this is gonna be great." No, it wasn't. It wasn't great. We almost got jumped several times.
Yeah,
let's get out of here, dude. We're done with LA. We're just done.
Yeah,
but no,
exactly.
I'd go in with with my Brooklyn Dodgers hat, maybe with the B.
It shouldn't be that way, though. It shouldn't be that way. You should be able to go in.
I want to bring my kid and be like, look at this crap. This is where Steve Garvey played, because Steve Garvey's my first favorite player. That's a little tidbit about me. My first game I ever went to was 1984 when Steve Garvey hit the home run off of Lee Smith. Wow. The home run that Padre fans know about, where his big old hairy forearms in the air, and I was there with my mom, just me and my mom. I mean, it indoctrinated me into Padres, just being a junkie for him, Yeah. And Steve Garvey at the time, I didn't know he was a Dodger, It doesn't matter to me. When I met the guy, it was just, oh my God, you hit the home run that, It's seriously, whoever they play for, it's not their fault, You gotta root for the guys, man.
Exactly.
The players,
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. I mean, anything you got to say about the stadium, Ernie, Angel Stadium, try to persuade him to go back there, man.
I mean, you still got Mike Trout. You got to come visit. And people forget, Ohtani has left the Angels, but, Artie Moreno, as bad as the owner he is, he's still going to spend money. He's still going to put a good product out there. So expect some pitching to be coming to the Angels organization soon. And who doesn't want to watch Mike Trout? That guy is still a 3-time MVP. Let's not forget about that. He's like today's generation Mickey Mantle. He plays really great, runs fast, fields well, and he hits home runs for days. That guy has some plate discipline that I've never seen any other player has right now in the MLB. Clearly, the closest one is Juan Soto, but I think Mike Trout is the best plate discipline batter out there.
Yeah, I agree. I like Mike Trout. I even went to get that bobblehead, Mike Trout and Ohtani. Remember I told you, I'm like, I need to go get it.
You have that? Oh, man. Oh, that's a good one, bro. That is a good one.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got to go make line for that. So I might as well just go. So the stadiums that I've been to is Colorado, San Francisco, Arizona, of course, Dodger Stadium, Anaheim, and San Diego. San Francisco. Oh, and the Texas Globe Life. Globe Life. There you go. So I'm still trying to add to the list. Hopefully this next year we can go to Chicago. I kind of want to see Wrigley. So I mean,
that's big time.
Yeah, that one, and then the of course I want to go see Boston. That's another one, and the Yankees. Let's go.
Hey, I'll go to Boston. They can't troll me. Boston guy. Hey, you want to come to San Diego? It's good luck. Hate on me because I live here,
Yeah. They have their 4 seasons out there. We have summer all year long.
Yep.
We're good. Any other stadiums you guys been to? You guys want to share about?
Atlanta's. I've been to the old Atlanta, the new Atlanta. I have family out in Atlanta, so I
Nice.
see Braves games here and there. Man, the Angels, like the Seattle, I played in, at Seattle's Kingdome back in the 96, I think it was.
96.
But it was a high school. It was a high school game.
It doesn't matter.
But it was but the Kingdome, man, it was like you looked and it was not even. It was all bumpy. It was the AstroTurf days, back when they didn't have that good grass like they have now. But no, I mean, Petco has really been like the highlight of baseball stadiums to me. I don't see it getting any better. Like,
yeah, it's a nice
for
stadium.
me,
And you know what, Angel, thank you for that Oakland A's stadium. Are you guys going to go before they shut it down? Because I think next year is the last year.
Yes,
I'd love to. Yeah. I would like to get a ticket for the last game and go. Grow up with a bunch of baseball heads because there's going to be seats. There's going to be plenty of seats, man.
And there's going to be a lot of baseball fans, not just Oakland A's fans.
I like
There's a lot of history there.
Bash Brothers, come on.
Yeah.
I grew up with the Bash Brothers, and that late 80, early 90 A's were so cool. They were so cool to watch. Fun.
There was a different breed back then. And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of history in Oakland to kind of watch it go away. It's not sad because I'm not a fan of the A's, but if you really start looking at all the history that happened in Oakland and everything that the fans went through to see that when they went through that money ball, they went through all the deterioration of the stadium right now. That's sad. You start seeing your own team kind of giving up on the fans and giving up on the city. That's the important thing. But yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks.
I was looking for my Chargers hat. Sorry, I know this is a baseball show, but you're kind of
you're good.
Talking about Charger fans too. We've experienced that in San Diego. We don't want to get rid of the Padres are here to stay. Don't get any ideas of us going to Memphis. I hear everybody trolling me. Everybody trolls me on TikTok. The Padres suck. They're going to Memphis. Padres, we put 3 million people through the gates. We're not going anywhere. We support our team.
They sold out every game last year. So
San Diego fans support our team. Period. That's not what the Padres are about anymore. And San Diego fans, we're happy with just the Padres being here for the most part.
Dude, they're not going anywhere.
They're not. Fernando's here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. All right. We reached that point that we're going to go into the Did You Know? Ernie, you ready for this?
Right. Awesome. Let's get it going. So today's episode, Did You Know? It's about let's take a look at the greatest Cardinals pitcher in baseball history by the name of Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson was considered as one of the most feared pitchers in the league, known for throwing his fastball inside to batters and throwing a nasty slider. Here are some amazing stats from Gibson, who won 251 career games and threw 255 complete games, which is unheard of. He also faced at least 25 hitters and 116 consecutive starts. Gibson has won 2 Game 7 starts in the 1960 World Series and won 7 consecutive starts in the World Series. His 1968 season is one of the most memorable seasons, where he achieved a 1.12 ERA, throwing 13 shutouts, and in a 92 stretch, only allowed 2 runs. And he would go on to win the MVP and Cy Young in that same season. Bob Gibson changed the game of baseball because after that 1968 season, the MLB decided to lower the mound just because how great he was in the game. So that's my little Did You Know? Bob Gibson, a guy that's always forgotten about. I think as Dodger fans that are around the area in LA, they just talk about Sandy Koufax. But there's just another guy, Bob Gibson, I think, has a way better stats than Koufax, and it's always the guy that forgotten guys. So
I like that.
And if you ask anybody in the 60s, like who was a better pitcher, I will tell you that most people in America will tell you it's 50-50. They'll either go Koufax or they'll go Gibson.
Lefty righty. I just put it that lefty righty. They're equally great, and Bob was just different dude on the mound, like the tenacity, the scary stories you hear, like hitting players, like you said. I think he hit people consecutively, and they're like, no thanks, dude. No, and they didn't have helmets back then. Come on, no.
He was just zooming them in there, like he didn't care.
Different era, bro. Different era, dudes.
Yeah. Really if I was a righty, I think I would just be like, I'm just batting left against him. I'm gonna strike out anyway.
Hey, with Dustin May too, I'd never hit against Dustin May. Hell no, like that.
Dustin May?
Yeah, for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
If you're a right-handed hitter, why would you ever want to hit against him? It just seems like he has like 100 mile an hour with a foot of movement. you know, and he's 6'10" or whatever. He's got the hair. It's just he's scary, man. If I was I am a righty, and I'm like, I would never want to hit against Dustin May. He just seems like the dirtiest pitcher in the bigs.
All right. So with that in mind, you know, the big unit, Randy Johnson. You know, I don't know if you guys remember the All-Star game, John Kruk, I want to say. He flipped his helmet around because he was a lefty, and Randy Johnson's a lefty. So he flipped his helmet around, started to bat right in the All-Star game. So knowing that, if you guys were a lefty facing Randy Johnson, would you guys face him lefty or righty?
Righty. Righty. Oh, right. I would hit against him righty. I'd try to take my
matchup right there. I think either you go lefty or righty, you have stand no chance with the big
it doesn't matter when you throw that slider was like 92. He was really a problem.
I heard it was a bird killer. So.
Yeah, the bird. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I should do a video on TikTok about the bird. Where's that bird now?
In
the Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame. That's true, man. Yeah, dude. It's baseball talk. A lot of people talk about how, like, you know, now they have a lot of movement in their pitches compared to what it was last time. I mean, earlier in the years. You know, you try to compare Babe Ruth to Ohtani. You know, you had different mix of people playing the sport back then to now. We have almost a whole world playing baseball. So, like, the league that is now compared to then, you know, it comes up to this question. Do you think Ohtani would be better or is better than Babe Ruth? And we'll start with you, Ernie.
We've talked over and over in this show, and I've watched them every day, and I've been blessed to being able to watch Ohtani. And I would say definitely Ohtani is the talented guy. He could hit any type of pitch you throw at him. And he has just the nastiest off speed in the world. So yes, Ohtani's greater. Just keep it simple.
It's greater than the
Grand Bambino.
Yes. All right, Padre Bod. Sorry to put you on the spot, but you got to answer.
Okay, I'll simply for you guys. 9 Ohtanis versus 9 Babe Ruths. Who wins? Hands down, it's Ohtani to me. He's a specimen. He's faster, stronger. Yes, he's stronger. Okay, go look at the video. Babe Ruth looks like a slow pitch softball player hitting 72-mile-an-hour fastballs. Give me a break, okay? It looks like, honestly, old-timey baseball. I love it. I love watching the old films. It's great. You had to start somewhere. I get it. Yankee fans, get off it, dude. Babe Ruth's not even close to Ohtani. It's not even close, man. The legend of Babe Ruth, let's just let it sit where it is, and let's just usher in the Showtime era and be happy that we're here, guys. We are here now talking about it. Babe Ruth, that's a different century, boys. Just a different century.
It's a different. You know, Yankee fans hate hearing
that. Angel. That a boy. That a boy, Angel. That's a great comment, man.
Yankee fans hate hearing that. Yankee fans hate that the Babe is no longer the biggest player. He is forever going to be the Babe.
He's the Babe, man. They made movies about him. They'll make movies about Shohei, too. Don't trip. He's in L.A. Shohei's going to write his own story, his own script. He will be, in my opinion, Shohei is just as transformational or just as important as a Michael Jordan will be, you know, is to the sports culture. Shohei's that globally now. It's just people pass the torch, you know what I mean? And Shohei's grabbed the torch. He's done it in a selfless way, which we can all respect as human beings, you know. Hey, I will take less. I want to win. My press conference said exactly what he's supposed to say. I know a lot of people know not a lot of personality like Jung Hoo Lee or whatever. By the way, Jung Hoo Lee, beautiful, right? Just great. But Shohei did it in a way where he's like, I'm just going to be super clean about this. I'm going to be very direct. This is what I want to do. This is what the Dodgers are offering me, and this is why I want to be here. Nobody should have a problem with saying this is the Shohei era and then he's better than Babe Ruth. It's just we're living in it, man. Don't live someone else's 100-year ago, you know, their dream, dude. Don't worry about it. Live your life.
True. True. All right. So, you know, earlier in the show, you mentioned a player, and you said that Juan Soto was getting compared a little bit to this guy, Barry Bonds. And we've talked about Barry Bonds a lot on this show, and we've said, does he belong in the Hall of Fame? But that's not the question here. The question is, you know, I compared him a little bit to Ronald Acuna last year. Ronald Acuna was hitting everything that was thrown at him last year. It kind of reminded me of that, you know, Barry Bonds. I don't know if you guys felt or seen Barry Bonds step into that plate and knowing that this man's going to crush it. This man's going to crush it. So Ronald Acuna did that for me last year. And I saw him step into every plate and he was like, boom, hitting it out or hitting bombs or hitting like shots. It was, this guy was just like, man, he was on it. So
even a winter league.
Yeah, he's still doing it. He's still doing it right now.
Right now he's probably doing it.
Yeah.
Fucking kid, man, he's so cool.
So with that, do you think that Barry Bonds belong in the Hall of Fame?
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Big Poppy's in. Okay. Go do your own research about Big Poppy. Big Poppy's in. Are you telling me Barry Bonds is not better than Big Poppy? Yeah. Not better than Pudge? You know, these other guys that are in there that have questionable, you know, hey, I'm not going to go there. That's their story. But Barry Bonds on the field, 100 years from now, I'm going to tell you guys this. They're going to forget about all the people that were whining about Barry Bonds getting in the Hall of Fame. They're going to look at the stats and go, why is this one generation ahead of us is going to go, what the hell were these guys doing? And they're going to put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame to punish us that want to see. I mean, not us. I'm not saying you guys think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't assume that. But I'm just saying it punishes baseball fans that experienced Barry Bonds, who watched him, who knows what he did in a batter's box that has never been duplicated before. I haven't seen it yet. You said Acuna a little bit. Yeah, Acuna with the raw power, you just know he's going to hit a bomb. It's not going to be a cheapie, you know. Yeah. Barry Bonds did that every single time for a certain amount of time that has never been duplicated, you know.
There was a stretch he was unstoppable.
Dude, it's just the offensive machine of everybody's dreams, you know.
Yeah.
He really is. And there's only one dude in the bigs, I think, who can kind of get to that point. And it's Soto. I hate to say it. But it's Soto.
He's gonna. Oh man, you know he's gonna probably do with the Yankee uniform.
Oh, he bet on himself. He's a big kid that bets on himself. He won't shrink with the light on him. I promise you. I have a good feeling about Soto's stats this year. I really do.
I agree. I think playing in Yankee Stadium, it's a smaller stadium, it's a smaller right field, so he's going to be able to hit a lot more bombs. And I mean, it sucks. I know you wanted him to do it with the Padres, but he's going to do it with the Yankees.
He had Manny behind him. He had Manny Machado kind of, you know, he didn't have a great offensive year last year. He's going to have Judge behind him, theoretically.
Yeah.
What, dude? Watch out. Having Judge is like having, you know, come on, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, prime Terminator behind you. Like, come on. I'm gonna do battle with Juan Soto here, you know?
Yeah, I got
a lot of good pitches this year that he's not used to seeing.
Yeah, well, you know, I agree that Barry Bonds do belong in the Hall of Fame. Ernie, do you agree with? Yeah, right?
Yeah, I would agree as well because he changed the game of baseball.
Yeah, and you just like said it and reiterated that when he stepped into that plate, it was just something amazing. Even though he was a giant, it's just like, that's demoralizing. But he was doing good for baseball. Baseball kind of like took off from that point. You know,
it brought it back.
Yeah, it brought it back. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. All right, we reached that point in time that we are going to say our last mentions, and we'll go ahead and start with you, Ernie.
Oh, well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to thank you, Padre Bod, for spending the time with us. You know, this Monday night, I know we're here close to the holidays, but we enjoy baseball, man. You're always welcome to come back. And everybody watching, make sure to like and subscribe to our show. We are growing, and so is Padre Bod's channel. So we're all trying to win in this together and grow as baseball fans and provide you the best baseball knowledge out there.
Yep. All right, Padre Bod.
Thank you guys. hey, thank you guys so much, man. This has been my the second time I've been on a live where like it's not my live, you know. So
yeah,
I appreciate you guys reaching out, and literally anytime you guys want to talk ball or talk. Hey, I talk burritos too on my channel. If you guys want to come talk, you know, Mexican food in San Diego, I know some spots, man. I know there's a battle there too. So.
All right, we have Joaquin, more RTB, Padre Bod collaboration. You heard it, you see it. Nice. So you're welcome anytime, Padre Bod. We really love having you. I mean, I hope you like having this conversation. It's just, this is what we're all about. I always say it in our shows before I log off. You know, I tell them, like, go ahead and ask us questions. We'll answer it. I don't think it's come to a point where we don't know what we're talking about when they ask us a question. We do have our fantasy baseball part. If you start asking us about fantasy, we might kind of stumble a little bit, but we have our fantasy baseball, and that happens on the Friday shows. They're going to get started pretty soon. You know, there's other two guys, which is Willpower, and you have the Javi the Commish do that show, and they're in the East Coast. So, I mean, our channels.
You guys have a spot open? You have an open spot in your league?
Hey, Send me a message after this, and we'll put you in. We are expanding. We are expanding. So we can
I
make
can only
that happen.
do 1 a year with baseball. It's so because really fancy baseball is a beast. You got to really love baseball to get into and do good in fantasy baseball. Sure, you can just let it cruise. But if you go look at matchups and you really geek out on it, fantasy baseball is awesome, man. I love it. I haven't done it because the kids and stuff, but
Hey, send me a message. Oh, I'll send you a message. I'll send you a message after the show for sure. Yeah, we'll get that going. But yeah, from all of us here at Real Talk Baseball on College Baseball, this is Ernie Orange and our special guest, Padre Bod. Real Talk Baseball, signing out.
Is the after show?
No, I don't think so.
I think my computer froze and I can't stop the show.
Oh my god!
24 hours, dude. Let's do marathon.
All right, so I guess we're on part 2 of Real Talk.
Hold on. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Is it still on? Still going?
Yes, we're still live. So
okay,
anybody tuning in? Yeah, we're still live. We're having technical difficulties. Looks like Carlos' laptop decided to give out in the last second of the show.
Yeah, right.
Well, we're still here.
All right, let me go ahead and come back on. If you guys want to talk a little bit, then then I'll end the stream.
All right, man. I guess we'll continue talking, so it just won't look weird and the show continue.
All right. Angels. How do you like in Ron Washington?
Oh, I'm excited for Ron Washington. I think he's going to change the game, and I'm going to make Anthony Rendon play finally.
We'll see.
I hope there's no drama between them. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Ron Washington. I think he deserves a second chance. And I feel like Mike Trout and him is going to get along really well. And, it's a short 2-year contract. He's already like a little bit on the older side. I know he's like in the 70s already. But hey, man, we need somebody to fix the culture.
Because he brought in a good coaching staff. Torrey Hunter's on there, right?
I don't think he's coming. He's like he's gonna sit it out. He wanted to really be the manager. So
who's the bench coaches he brought in?
So he wants to be Clint Hurdle. Okay. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but Artie Moreno's being a cheapie and doesn't want to pay him. So here we go. He wants to pay.
Bringing like low.
He's bringing Eric Young. I'm not sure if
you're EY. Hey, there you go. Yeah, hell yeah, of course. He's a good coach. I always see him at first for somebody,
And he's bringing some other guy from MLB Network. Oh my god, I can't think of his name right now, but he is bringing a hitting coach from MLB Network.
I was kind of that's Ron, dude. Like you said, he's going to change things from the ground up. Fundamentally, defense. You guys are going to have a good defensive team no matter what. So,
yeah, man. So we have a young core. It's going to be just Mike Trout with young core players. I'm really hoping we sign a couple pitchers. So I was telling Carlos that we signed Blake Snell and Trevor Bauer. We're pretty solid.
Bro, that would be a cheat code. Hey, watch out, AL West, if you do that, man. If you get with 2 starters that quality, you can make some noise in the playoffs. I wouldn't say like enough to go past the Astros or anything. Because come on, let's be real. The Astros are the gatekeeper.
Exactly,
like they're there. Just the way they do business, they do it well. I know they did all their stuff, whatever it is. I don't care about that. But right now, the Astros, you got to always pick them to be AL West until they fall off, basically.
Yeah, man. What about you? Are you excited for the Padres? I know it's a little tough one right now, but
not yet. We'll see. Like I said, I've been doing simulations with the Padres current roster, and it just doesn't work. Like it. Okay. It doesn't work right now, but I
guess the question is like who's playing left, right? That's a big question right there.
Left? Is Jake Cronenworth still playing first? Will Manny start the season as a DH? Kim will probably go to third. We have a lot of moving parts. Will Fernando go to center? Which I hope. I'm really hoping Fernando goes to center.
Okay.
Then who goes to right? And then vice versa. Who goes to center? Fernando's, I've been calling for like a really cheap guy to get signed. Whit Merrifield. He's like a real low.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. Plays
solid, but he's like $7. They're saying he's $7 million as an outfielder or whatever, utility, whatever you can do. He had 200 hits a couple years ago. He's cheap. Padres can't afford Bellinger, Hoskins, none of those guys. They can't go out there and get those dudes, man.
What about their manager, Mike Schultz? What are your thoughts on him?
I mean, everybody says he's the guy. So I mean, it's always wait and see with managers, isn't it? Like, can he manage Manny? Can he manage Manny? That's really our question down here.
Can Manny be happy? They would go for Phil Nevin. I thought he would be a heavily favorite, knowing that he was the #1 pick for the Padres back in the day.
how was Nevin's relationship with the players? Were they like for him? Was he coaching them when they came back from like a bad at bat, let's say?
You know
Did you ever like?
I didn't see that. That's the thing. But I did see that. I did see him defend his players, and he would go up at it with the umpires every game. He was always throwing F-bombs and going crazy.
Oh yeah, I love the fire of Phil Nevin, but sometimes I'm like, what the Padres really need is a guy who can hold their veteran stars accountable. And I'm just saying, like Manny, for instance. If you have a bad at bat in baseball, doesn't matter how good you are, how much you make, you got to be talked to by your manager. The manager's got to be like, next time you do this.
Yeah.
Get the guy over. We needed a run right now. We needed a run so bad. Juan Soto would walk. We'd be down a run, and we'd have a guy on first and third almost like all the time last year. And Manny'd sit there and try to hit a 3-run bomb when we were down 1. I'm like, the manager has to tell him like, hey man, fucking shorten up and just put the ball in play. Don't go double playing on me, but
yeah, man,
baseball player, you know.
I agree, man. If Phil Nevin was a little like that, we would have the lead, and then he'll go with our bullpen guys, and he'll just choose the wrong player all the time, blow it up, and always mixing and matching with the wrong bullpen, man. That was just our downfall last year for the Angels, unfortunately.
My dog's going crazy right now. She's like, come on.
Come on and play.
Yeah, she does. Man.
I'll see what happened with Carlos, man, but I know he's in charge of the stream, so he has to turn it off.
Where's he at?
Yeah, so if everybody's still watching, Carlos is currently having some technical difficulties. We're still hanging out here talking baseball. If you guys have any questions.
I'm back. Sorry. All right. I did hear you guys. I was hearing you on the phone, so cool. All right. Sorry, guys. I just had I guess my computer took a crap. But now I could really say I can shut it down. So thank you guys for listening. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that like, share the video. Go to Padre Pod's TikTok and follow him, ask him questions. It's always fun. And that's it from all of us here in Real Talk Baseball. Signing out.
See you guys.